All right, Dan, as we know, the NFL is constantly evolving. It's a passing league more than ever. Running backs seem to have more specialized roles in today's game. But I think we're also finding some of the most valuable backs are the ones who can do a little bit of everything and help their team in a variety of ways. So that's the topic for today's one-on-one, discussing versatility in the running back position. You like Darren Sproles in New Orleans. I'm going to make the argument for Arian Foster, but I'm going to let you go first.
Darren Sproles' versatility, I think you look at what he did last year, it really speaks for itself. He set a new NFL record for all-purpose yards. He helps you in every phase of the game, but defense. He does on offense. He's a very explosive rusher and receiver, and then of course he returns both punts and kickoffs, something that Arian Foster does not do.
You're absolutely right. I'm gonna take exception to one thing you said there. Not that Sproles doesn't help out the New Orleans defense, but I'm gonna say that Arian Foster does help out the Houston defense. That's maybe the biggest difference between these two players. Foster has the power. Foster has the between the tackles ability to stay on the field, be an every down back. I think that that's perhaps his greatest asset is he wears defenses down. He's able to control time of possession and help out Houston in that regard. If you're going to look at it in that reasoning, I think he really does help the Texans defense because he keeps them off the field.
That's a good point, and I think you might be able to say, while Sproles is not an every down type of back, some of the big plays that he makes certainly does keep the defense off the field and give New Orleans a fresh set of downs. But I think Darren Sproles this season in particular, I mean, he's a chameleon. Right now this year, he's their leading receiver, 18 receptions. Nobody in the Saints has more as they've had some injuries at that position. He's become Drew Brees' go-to guy. He doesn't have a carry yet, which is a little bit peculiar. I think it shows that his game is very moldable. He can adjust in the offense. It's going to utilize him in one way or another. They're going to find a way to put the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I think overall that you may be able to make the argument Sproles is a little more shifty. In fact, I don't think there's any debate about that. A little bit more elusive of a player, perhaps. We already touched on Foster's power, his ability to work inside or out before. I think another thing that people kind of knock Foster for is saying he's a system guy, that the Houston zone stretch scheme is the only one that he can flourish in. I just don't see that at all. I think the combination of the cutback ability, the vision, the balance, he just really is the complete package. That's what you're talking about when you're discussing versatility. One more thing I'll throw in on Foster, touchdown machine. He's been in the league half the amount of time as Sproles. He already has more touchdowns, so I think he's a guy that they can go to down on the goal line. They can go to really anywhere on the football field where I don't know if the Saints can count on Sproles in that particular role quite as much.
Yeah, I think if Sproles is given more opportunities in that area, maybe his production would be a little different. Of course, he has to share the ball with Pierre Thomas and Mark Ingram, who's the #1 goal line back in New Orleans, a first-round pick that they're obviously not going to ignore. But Darren Sproles last season, he led the team in rushing, and he was, I think, 7th or 8th in the league in receptions. So, I mean, if you look at what he's done production-wise, what he's done in terms of helping in every kind of facet of the game, basically, that he's able to, I just think that the complete package is definitely there for him.
These are two outstanding players, and I think we'd be remiss if we didn't hit on a couple of the other players. C.J. Spiller has been as impressive as anyone in the league through 2 weeks. LaShawn McCoy, I think, is off to a little bit slower start, but another guy you talk about in terms of versatility, Ray Rice. So it's not limited to these two running backs, but I think it does really make our point in that they are some of the most valuable in the league because they have a complete set of tools.